If you're super duper motivated and you just love working for less than minimum wage, I encourage you, go start performing Logisticare transports. Stay tuned, I'll explain. Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group, and youarethebroker.com, helping you to build a highly effective and highly profitable broker business. Go ahead and take a look at these rates. These rates were just sent to us by a client provider we're going to be working with in the great sunshiny state of Florida. Awesome state, great opportunity down there unless you're doing Logisticare transports. Take a look at the Exhibit B that's associated with the application and the broker agreement for Logisticare. These are phenomenal rates. Why? Because their rates are actually going down. Why have their rates gone down? See, Logisticare and MTM and all the brokers, they used to typically give you a standard base pickup rate, different for if it's wheelchair, ambulatory, stretcher, and then the mileage. But you can see they've actually, in this state, at least in this region, they've absolutely eradicated their base pickup rates. Now, according to my client provider in their email that they sent to her, and according to these rates, they're just paying a straight mileage rate. Not even, they just totally skipped the base rate. Why is that? Why is that possible? How's it possible? Because the brokers have brought their rates down to be more comparable and compatible with the Ubers and the Lyft and the ride sharing. Why? Because they want independent operators. They don't want smart, sound businessmen, smart, sound businesswomen who are looking and seeking to build, grow, and scale a business. Needless to say, as you look at these numbers, you can't make money with this. Let's pick on the 7 to 10 mile range. And I'm going to pick on the 7 to 10 mile range because 7 to 10 miles doesn't sound like a great distance, and it's not. But here's the problem. If you're going to transport someone 7 to 10 miles, you have to look well beyond that actual transport of 7 to 10 miles. Why? Well, you have to first travel to get there. That takes you time, that takes you gas, that takes wear and tear. Then you pick them up. That takes time. Are they at a nursing facility or residence? You have to go in, get them, bring them out, load them in, then transport them 7 to 10 miles. What happens if you're stuck in traffic? What if there's a delay? Sometimes when you're in a hospital, for example, if you are in a hospital, sometimes they have a code red and they have to lock the hospital down. Sometimes it's happened to me before in the early stages of my business when I was driving. There's been times where I was literally shut down. I was locked down in a hospital. Well, that kind of like impedes your progress. Likewise, if you have a driver who's on a hospital or a unit and they get a code red and it locks down, that driver's not going anywhere. So that's money out of your pocket because time is money. Money's time. So let's pick on the 7 to 10 miles. You'll see the ambulatory rates are 15.8 flat fee. All they're going to do is just pay the mileage. Wheelchair 25.4. Here's what's interesting. Share ride. So let's say share ride for ambulatory. Share ride means if you're transporting more than one person. So that's 7 to 10 mile transport for share ride. So if you're taking 2 people, so you may have to, let's say for the wheelchair, if you had 2 people that were both traveling by wheelchair, that's going to take a little bit more time to load because you're going to go in and get them, bring them out, secure them, go in, get the second person, bring them out, secure them. Okay, so you're looking at $17.10 for a share ride for 7 to 10 miles for, this is embarrassing to even read this stuff. You're looking at, for if you were transporting at least 2 wheelchair patients for Logisticare, they would reimburse you $17.10. And if you were transporting at least 2 ambulatory people for 7 to 10 miles, they would give you $10.10, man. Do you understand how laughably ridiculous this is? This is so laughably ridiculous because that 7 to 10 mile trip, again, and I'm using worst case scenario because it takes you time to get there. And open the door, hold their hand, help them, then do everything you're supposed to do, and then transport them, and then you got to go to the next trip. I mean, bottom line is, let's say you get caught up in traffic. There's a delay. Maybe the patient's not exactly ready. You got to wait while they stumble around and get some stuff together, or whatever the circumstances are. That 7 to 10 miles is not going to be a 7 to 10 mile or 7 to 10 minute transport. It takes a lot longer than that. But so even if that's even if that took you 30 minutes, if that's 30 minutes and you're getting $10.10, if you were able to do 2 of those, in an hour, you're at what? You're making $20.20. You can't grow, you can't scale, you can't make anything with that. That's why these brokers, have totally aligned their business. They brought down their rates of reimbursement in many areas to be compatible with the Ubers and the Lyfts. And I get it. I know. I've seen some of the emails, some of the comments. Some of y'all, when you all call and you talk to Charlie or Dan or Don, and you're complaining that I'm against the Uber and the Lyft drivers. Look, I'm not against you. I'm just trying to bring awareness to you. You think you're building a business, you're not. You're building a job. You're a sharecropper. And as long as you know you're a sharecropper, it's fine. Sharecrop all day. Hey, sharecrop on. That's cool. Do your thing, man. But it's just, as long as you know you're a sharecropper. So when you look at these Logisticare rates, and that's why people contact me, oh, Joel, I gotta sign these contracts. Look, man, if they ain't profitable, you surely don't sign them. You don't do them if they're not profitable. This could, I'm gonna give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Let's say these could be profitable if you're an independent operator, and that's it. Only if you're an independent operator, i.e. you're operating as an Uber or Lyft or a rideshare service. That's it. That's the only way these are profitable, and then you might be able to squeeze out a little bit margin. If you're trying to build a real and serious business, guess what? It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen because you cannot scale on these numbers. You cannot scale on these numbers. There's no meat on the bones. Okay, we just received, as of this recording this morning, we just received notification that in North Florida, now these rates are for Florida. In North Florida, South Georgia, VA is putting out a $15 million contract. If you're an active member, you need to be getting involved with that. You need to be going after that. Big difference between a $15 million contract versus fighting over scraps for $10.10, $15.80. You don't make money with that. Let me give you another classic example. Working with a client provider right now, working on going after some contracts with some hospitals and nursing assisted living facilities. Here's the thing, this is why I tell you, everything needs to be based, your foundation has got to be your private pay and your contracted work, because there's so many more things you could do. You have so much more flexibility. They are actually working to develop, and I already have this with some client providers in Texas and Georgia, that just to retain their service, to guarantee that my client provider, the transportation provider, will guarantee to provide service to the hospital 24/7, which means they'll even do the midnight runs. Just to guarantee that they will make themselves available, they are on retainer. And those retainers range from anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month. That doesn't include any cost of transport. Those contracts, those retainer agreements are strictly just to guarantee that you, the transportation provider, will always make yourself guaranteed accessible to us, the hospital, the nursing facility, the assisted living facility. We're going to keep you on retainer. That's just a flat fee you're going to get every single month, and that's going to be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. Then on top of that, obviously the transport is paid for. Some of them is paid by the facility, some is paid directly by the patient or a third party. But my point is, those people are making real money. They're making real money because guess what? They're charging real dollars. They're not going after $10.10 and $17.10. You don't make money with that. I know if you've watched any of my previous videos, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but so many of you, I keep trying to sound the alarm and notify so many of you, but you don't listen. You got to put yourself in the best possible position to go after real money. That includes everything. When I talk about putting yourself in the best possible position, that means first and foremost understanding the circumstance, understanding the lay of the land, understanding how you need to change your thought process, and you've got to completely shift your business model. That means you have to have the right assets, the right type of vehicles. I've had client providers who they absolutely are adamant, this is the type of vehicle I need, and I'm telling you, no, that's not the type of vehicle you need, because you can't grow and scale on that. You need increased capacity, and this is what you want, here's how you want it. And I have client providers, well, no, my competitors are using these kind of vehicles. For all you know, your competitors on the verge of going bankrupt. You don't know that. Stop trying to compare yourself to your competitors. If you want to compare yourself to your competitors and you think that they have the right formula, you need to go retain them, to have them help you build your business, and not me and not my team. Literally, there's people who pay me good money, and then I almost have to fight with them to take my advice and counsel, because they're like, well, no, my competitors have these type of vehicles. They might be on the verge of bankrupt. You have no idea. Stop comparing yourself to them. I'm telling you what works. I can tell you from firsthand experience from my client providers who are making real money, the type of vehicles you want, what you want your website to look like. Case in point, we had Tom, who's my lead developer, sent out a couple of emails and invitations to some of the people that we're working with for websites. One guy said, I already have a website. And Tom said something to the effect of, I know, that's why we're contacting you, because look, I understand the websites, some of you guys have great skill, that's awesome, but 9 out of 10 of you got to be honest with yourself. You just don't have, even me, I'm not that good with it, but that's why I pay, my developers, because they do good work, they're innovative, they got that artistic mindset, they're good with the coding, all that kind of stuff. That's why I pay them. Know your limitations. Some of you, I've seen some of your websites, and my team has seen some of them. You need help. You look every bit of the independent operator. I can assure you, Logisticare will send you these numbers. They'll send you your $10.10 when they see and know that, guess what? You're just an independent operator. We're going to chew you up and spit you out. Chew you up and spit you out. So if that's all you aspire to is being an independent operator, that's not a problem. Don't waste your time with the hate mails. I don't care. It means nothing to me. But if you are aspiring to build a legitimate business and you want to grow and scale, you want to go after some serious private pay, some serious contracts, service agreements, put yourself in a better position, you got to put yourself, first of all, understand that you've got to change your mindset, your thinking. You have to adapt it to your business model. I am going to completely steal, I don't know whoever came up with the innovate or die, but I'm going to steal it and make it my own mantra. You've got to innovate or die. If you don't innovate your overall business model, you're going to die. You're going to be victim to these nonsense rates from Logisticare and MTM and everybody else. Man, don't even waste your time with that crap. That is so laughably offensive. You cannot make money with that. Innovate or die. It includes everything from your mindset, your business model, your website, your assets, everything. Be about making a strong business that's profitable, gives you a strong cash flow, something that you will be able to sell in the future as an asset. Because when you sell it as an asset and you start making real money, well, then you're going to be at the top. When you're at the top, I'm going to see you at the top.